welcome to episode 3 of the Right Side Podcast. We are here. It is a very great time. Let's hop right into this. I know it's turned around for you. I can't turn this around, but you can't really read it. It says, Trump acquitted. That's the best news I've heard as a Republican in a while. It's clearly, obviously good news, and rightfully so. Let me explain to all you why this is rightfully good news and why this is rightful to happen. So let's jump into all this because I got some stuff on my computer right there to show to all of you as I am upgrading. As you can see, I got this so I can kind of hear myself as I speak. Make sure it doesn't say, make sure you can kind of hear me. And let's hop into some evident McConnell said here. Former President Trump's actions preceding the riot were disgraceful and a derogation of his duty. The House accused the former president of, quote, incitement. This is a specific term from criminal law. Let me put aside and reiterate something I said a few weeks ago. There is no question that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events on that day. So Mitch McConnell right there said he believes that Donald J. Trump, our former president, was guilty of incitement. So Mitch McConnell, the Republicans, minority leader for Republicans, just told the president of the Senate, and I'll quote it again, and I quote, that Trump was guilty in terms. I'm going to term it. Here. Let me put aside for a moment and reiterate something. I said a few weeks ago, there is no question, and I quote, that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events in the day. He said this to the President of the Senate. He did not just say this to nobody. It means something. When you are the Senate minority leader representing Republicans, it means something. When you're speaking on behalf of 7 Republicans that voted that Trump was guilty, you voted not guilty because you said that, and quote, you can't impeach a president when they're not president. And then you're basically telling them they should criminally charge our former president on a crime of simply saying, he just said, peacefully demonstrate at the Capitol. That's what the former president said. And now Mitch McConnell wants there to be, in terms, I'm reading this correctly, am I not? He said, he called it up here. He said that is a specific term from criminal law, which is pretty much saying he's breaking the law, which is the point of impeachment, but breaking a law where he should be criminally charged. How should he be criminally charged when he said peacefully demonstrate at the Capitol? Why do we not arrest every single person that said burn down the White House? Do all these crazy things, promoting the violence in the streets, or promoting the violence in many different cases, including the violence in Washington, D.C. over the summer, which no one seems to talk about. All of those people should be arrested. But Mitch McConnell never spoke on the side of that. The people who stormed the Capitol were believing that they believed they were acting on the wishes and instructions of their president. Were you, Mitch McConnell, were you running into the Capitol building with flags? Mr. Minority Leader, you can't come here and tell me that the people in there did it for a specific reason when you weren't those people. Mr. McConnell, get the people in front of the body and say, I went there because Trump told me to. Have them do that. Have them do that. Then we'll know what you said is true. Because when you're speaking to the Senate and one of the most important cases seen before a Senate body that I could imagine, you cannot say such crazy terms as that. How it's a criminal offense, which it's not. He never committed a crime. He used his freedom of speech. Is that what our country's turning into? If you dislike someone for their political beliefs, simply you could charge them criminally? You could impeach a president for partisan views? Is that what this nation's come to? All right. And the belief, and they're having that belief was forsakable. Wait. Not forsake. Wait. My whole website's... Oh, here. That was bringing me back up to the top. The issue is not only the president's interpret language on January 6th. It is not just his endorsement of remarks which associate and urge trial by combat. It was also the entire manufactured atmosphere of looming catastrophe. Looming catastrophe. You want to talk about looming catastrophe? What do you mean? He was fighting a rigged election. That is not looming catastrophe. Mr. McConnell, how dare you turn the back on the president? The president helped you so dearly through the years, and you know what's right, but you are not saying what's right. Mr. McConnell, when you get elected, I hope they primary you and you get kicked out of office. And we got a better Republican, a strong Republican, and a strong American, because Mr. McConnell, you are far from a strong American. You are far from that. Believing our president, our commander-in-chief, using his freedom of speech, is now an apparent criminal. Everyone that voted for that impeachment are completely against the Constitution of the United States, and they shall never deem themselves a patriot. All 7 Republican senators that voted for impeachment shall never say, I'm a patriot, because you are not a patriot when you vote something unconstitutional. This trial is unconstitutional. I'm for an open and free trial, because on a real trial that you can have of a crime. But the president committed no such crime other than being President Donald Trump. That is the only crime he committed. I don't think the body knows this on the Republican side, but for anyone watching this, I want you to know this, to be clear. President Trump was not being held accountable for the crime of incitement of violence on January 6th. President Trump was in attempt to be found responsible for being Donald Trump. Put that in your mind. Think about that. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. I am completely right. I am completely right when I say that. Completely. No matter what you believe, you know he committed no crime. You can argue it. You could try and find some fake article from MSNBC or from like the liberal leftists news of the countries of communism, socialism. Go ahead, pull ahead. You could pull websites from anywhere. Google censors Republicans. News outlets censor Republicans. I mean, on YouTube, you could look up Ben Shapiro. It'll show his account logo, and then everything else is not even his account, all the videos. That is what censorship is, folks. See what I did there. Yeah. That is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, because I'm not going to go forth with this. Now I'm going to gonna read something else that I would say maybe a little bit better. So, in better news, I would say, in better news, what can we talk about? President Trump literally is acquitted. That's the better news here. I mean, I can't think of much better news than President Donald Trump being acquitted. But this is what Senator Cruz had to say. He said, Senator Cruz, and despite it being a juror in this case, shares his advice he gave to the Trump's lawyer. What I started out saying is, and I quote, this is from Ted Cruz, and I quote, what I started out saying is, I said, look, you gotta remember, you've already won. I mean, he's right. They did already win. They won a while ago. They expected 3 more votes, 3 more Republican votes. But they said, we got 10 Republican votes. I remember, I was watching the news. They said, so far we got 14 Republican not guilties, and 10 Republican guilties. 10 Republican guilties. You only got 7 Republican guilties. Where's the 10? I don't see no 10 in that. I see 7. And 7, you did pull it off. But all those 7, when they come up for election, Trump is putting every dime, and I could tell you, every dime he got into primarying these people, including Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney's on this list of 7, obviously. We need to get Mitt Romney out of office. So if you live in the great state of Utah, get Romney out. If you're a registered Republican, when the primaries come up, vote for another Republican. As long as you know he's a good guy, vote for him. You need to get him out. The people I know from Utah, I don't know them personally, but people I know that know people in Utah say not many people there are proud of Mitt Romney, nor would I be if I'm there. Mitt Romney is the reason why, we had 2 terms of Obama, because we had a good chance of having a non-re-election. But obviously Romney, he's not that good, because they don't really disagree. And his idea for medicine was Romney Care. Romney Care. Are you okay? That's just as great as Biden's Biden Care. Obamacare, Biden Care, Romney Care. Can you come up with something with your other than your name and care? Can it be like I don't know, something that doesn't have your name in it, because that just proves that you are you just want everyone to know your name in a way. But we're going to start to wrap up this episode by going in some other news here. Just looking, just scrolling up to it. Well, this is released in a tweet by the National Rifle Association. Today, President Biden issued a statement calling on Congress to ban people to ban owning firearms, including AR-15s. He called on Congress. Okay, I want to get this straight. But today, Biden called on Congress, this was 6 hours ago, to ban commonly owned firearms, including AR-15s and 10-round plus mags. Criminalize private firearm transfers. Run firearm manufacturers and dealers out of business. NRA will never stop fighting for the Second Amendment. Let's see. Do I got the Second Amendment out here? I should. Second Amendment. Here, I want to read this to all you, because we're going to close off talking about this, because we're going to go into this in the next episode. Second Amendment. Constitution. We're talking about Second Amendment. Okay, here we go. Let me read this. A well-regulated militia, being necessary of the security of the free state and the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. Those simple words, shall not be infringed. So wouldn't it be unconstitutional to remove that constitutional amendment? Because this is the only amendment in the Constitution that says shall not be infringed. So we're going to end on that, and that's going to carry us into our next episode. Thank you for watching. Always love America, stay safe, God bless, and my new one, get Romney and the 6 other Republicans, all 7 Republicans that voted for impeachment, get them out of office, primary them, but don't vote for Democrats. All right, that's our episode. Thank you very much. God bless, and have a great Valentine's Day.